cookies and sessions play very important roles, especially if you want to trace the user, that who is the user, from where it log in, and what the user is doing, the user is going to which pages, and what he is doing. Actually, we can keep an eye on the user easily, and even we can control also due to these cookies and sessions. Later on I will show you, we can actually control the user, what the user can do and what the user cannot do. That is called like a access control. Cookie is what? Cookie is actually a very small file that the server store on the client computer, or the server create on the client computer. Okay, so if you go to your browser, for example, in case of Chrome, so you go to Chrome, you go to setting, and then you go to privacy and security. Here, if you go to, you see this one, cookies and all and other site data. If you click this one, okay, here you will see, you see all cookies and site data. So you see, these are the small files that different, you see, even it show you that which website created this cookie, and you can control from the setting also, and from here you can see the values also, you can delete also, all those stuff. Okay, for example, if you go further, you see these are all the, you see, this is the cookie name, the name of the cookie, this is the content of the cookie, and who created, where is it. So you see, all these details are there, when it was created and when it will be expired. So you see, they have fixed the date too long. PHP has a built-in function, set cookies, and this function has several parameters like name of the cookie, value of the cookie, expire, when it will expire, and path where it should be stored, and the domain name, and the security, and the HTTP only. The name is compulsory, the rest all are optional. Let me do a practical example. Create cookie dot php. Okay, so here I will create the template. You see, the first one, a cookie name, we just created a simple variable, and you can put any value that you want, a cookie name, whatever name you want to give. And you want to another variable to store the value of a cookie. For example, set cookie value, this is actually a variable name. Okay, later on we will use this variable name in this function. Okay, like you see, set cookies, then the cookie name that we have created here, and the cookie value, the time, you can create in this way. You can provide any number, but actually this number is in the form of millisecond. So this number will be converted to millisecond, and according to that it will be set the expiration date. Okay, so you see, this function time will access the current time from the system. So the current time plus what, this 86,400 times 30 is actually 1 day. So meaning to say, uh, this cookie will expire in 24 hours, like after 1 day. So you can easily check, you see, like $_cookie, and the cookie name, you see, in this array, in the cookie array, all the cookies are stored by you, we can access, yeah, by name. So this is the cookie name, you see, this one that we have defined here. Okay, if you are using directly, you still can use in double quotation user. Okay, then if it is if it is not set, okay, you see here is the not operator. If not is set, meaning to say if this cookie doesn't exist, okay, then you display a message that this cookie is not set. Else means it is set, then display the name of the cookie, okay, and after that display the value of the cookie. Yeah, if you want to delete the cookie, so you see the trick is like this, that we will use the same cookie function, set cookie function, but you see the time you will fix earlier, like yesterday, okay, from today you see the current time and minus some time that is meaning to say is already past, okay. So if you set such a time which is already passed, then the cookie will be deleted, okay. So if let's suppose in the same way, if I click here, I use this function once again, here PHP, okay, and now PHP, okay, if I want to delete this one, then I will again write cookie name, okay, yeah, no value, because this time we are not fixing it, we are deleting it, and this one minus something like one day earlier. This one is plus one day after from the current time, and this one is minus one day before the current time, which is means past, okay. And after that if we check the same thing again, you see, meaning to say after this script, if we check, it will say us that this cookie is not set. Session session actually provide a good solution for the problem, that in the website, the web browser doesn't know who you are, and actually the web browser cannot trace what are you doing. So we can if we use session, then actually we can find out the solution of this problem. How we can find out who you are? We can find out this by the login process, because when to most of the websites, user will log in first. So when the user log in, actually we can capture those information like the login ID, the username. We can capture those information and we can store in a session. So session is actually like a timing, okay. It start the timing will start from the point where the user login, and we can store this information in the session. Then you using these information, if you go to a next page, we can access this information, and we can keep an eye that it is the same user who log in now, okay, and that user is deleting something or updating something or accessing some pages. That in the same way, the Google, the Facebook, actually accessing our information, what we are doing. Even if you search something in a Google, after a while you will get ad related to that, because the Google know what did you search, okay. So in this way we can control what the user is doing. We can observe what the user is doing, okay. Even if you want, on the basis of this information, you can block some user from accessing some specific pages. We will study this a bit later in detail. So how to do? First of all, you will have to start the session. So simply call in a PHP session start. Okay, so mostly we call this function in the login page. Okay, so whenever a person log in, the session start. Even I hope you all of you have observed in elib also, when you log in and for some time, if you become idle, you are not accessing anything, after a while the website will ask you that your session has been expired. And it is also applied in most of the banks also. Okay, so simply call session start, and after that you can put any number of values in the session array, because you know that session is an array, cookie is an array, dollar sign post, dollar sign get, it's a super global array. So you can put any information here, like dollar sign sesh. You see here, you can give any name that you want, and you can put any information. So mostly we are putting here the username we can get from the login information. And you can put any information, any other information. For example, if you want that when the user log in, so here you can put the time also. Okay, and later on you can get those information if you want. No, you see, most of the times we should create the session at the very top of the page. Okay, so here we should create at the very top of the page session start. Okay, so session start, and after that we can put the values like dollar sign session. Okay, in here you can give any name that you want, like username username. Okay, equal to. So how we can get the username? Actually we can get from the dollar sign post array. You know that when we have a form with a method post, so all these values will be uh, collected and stored in the dollar sign post array. Okay, so here we can get this value from here. Okay, and in the same way we can actually put as many values as you want. For example, if I want to store the time also, so it will be simply, you can just call the time function, so the current time will be stored in the session here also. Okay, so now if you later on, if you want to access, you can actually easily access like this. So PHP again, another block here. In this block we can access the values from the session. For example, very simply, if you want to simply display what the dollar sign underscore session, so which value you want to display. So I will just type a bit text, the logged in user is, I can type user, yeah, it should be a username. Okay, because you see here we have given a username, or maybe you can give a current user. Okay, to be a bit different, current user, who is the is here also. So the current user, it should be equal to, okay? Oh sorry, echo this one, here dot. Okay, so the logged in user is the current user. And another one, if I want to display echo the user logged in at what time, so I can access that one also, dollar sign underscore session and the time value. The time value is stored in this index, so I can see this one. So let's go to this. You see here, if I type username, let's suppose the web class, the whole class is, let's suppose, the username, the password is 12345 6. Okay, save it. Okay, close. You see, if you see here, the page changed to session test.php in user. Oh my god, I should use breakpoint. Okay, br. Okay, yeah, now go back. So the web class 12345 6 and submit. So you see, the logged in user is the web class, and this the the user logged in this much millisecond ago. But the fundamental, the basic concept is of session is that we can recognize the user, and we can keep an eye on the user, where the user is going and what the user is doing. Another point, we can put restrictions on the user, that where the user should go, where cannot go. Meaning to say, some, you see, in every website there are some admin area, admin user, common user, public user. Okay, so in this way we can actually access the user details, and we can put restrictions, which page you can access and which page you cannot access. So okay, a quick assignment: create a simple page with name and password. Okay, with name and password. Here will be the password, and here will be login button. Okay, login button. So when the user type username and password and click the login, this page will send the information to another page, which is which maybe you can give any name, like a test session or session test. Okay, it's up to you. .php. So here you will start the session and store the username in the session. Okay, store values, store data in the session, array. Okay, and then again here will be another button which will send the user to another page. Okay, third page. I will just type 3.php. You can give any name. So here will again the session must start, and here also the session must start. So when the user come here, then here check the user, that if the user is let's suppose user A, then redirect to one page, and else if it is a B, okay, then redirect to another page. So maybe if A, then go to a.php. Okay, a.php. If it is b, then go to b.php. Hello guys, what do you think? Card again. Okay, so let's try to understand the session in PHP. Session in PHP is actually provide a very good solution of one problem. The problem is that in a web, the web page automatically cannot understand you, meaning to say by default the page cannot understand the user, who the user is. Okay, who is the user? Okay, we cannot know from the page. So there should be a mechanism to know who the user is. Next point, what the user is doing. Okay, we the page by default cannot store any information like this, that what the user is doing. Okay, third point, if you want uh, the user to restrict from some pages, okay, then how to do? We don't have uh, a default mechanism to restrict users from accessing some pages. So to provide solution to all these, that to recognize the user and to keep record of the user, what the user is doing, where the user is going, what pages the user are accessing. Actually it is important in this case that sometime some website has a very useful and important or critical data. Okay, so uh, sometime maybe the user delete some critical data, then we should know who deleted, who was the last user that it happened. Okay, so for this purpose it is important that we should track the user, what the user is doing. And last one, we can restrict also. So how to do all these uh, jobs, and how to find solution of all these problems? The solution of this problem is a session. Session is a very nice uh, uh, mechanism in PHP that we can use session. And session is what? Actually it is like a timing. The timing starts for every user when we start the session. And then dollar sign underscore session is a global array also. We can store as many information as we want about the user. So let's see how to do all these things. Let's check it. Okay, now here this is a totally blank folder, nothing is there. So I will create one page and I will give a name login dot php. Okay, login.php. So here in this login.php, I will create a very simple form. Okay, uh, Control Z. Okay, a very simple form here. Form, and you know that form is the fundamental tool through which we can get, or we can collect user data, and we can send this data to other pages or to database or to file where we want. So this is why the method is important. What type of method you want to access the form data? So we want here post method. So when we use the post method, it means the form data will be sent through the post array. So action means it should go where, to which file it should it should go. Okay, so where the data should be sent, so we can uh, specify here. So let's suppose this one we should say like session dot php. Okay, that's all. So the form method is post, action is session.php. It means that when we click the submit button here or the login button here, all the form data will be sent to this page. This page doesn't exist yet, we will create it. Okay, so what is the form? Basic, uh, very simple one. Username. Okay, username, uh, and here input, input type equal to text, name equal to username. Okay, like this, and we should use a beer to have another new line, and very simple one again, password. Okay, and here the password will be this, input type equal to password, name equal to password, uh, this, and maybe again one b new line. Okay, and here another one should be input type equal to submit. The button the button type will be submit. So if, meaning to say, the submit button is such a button, when you click it means this will shift the, collect the data into the post array and then send to the destination, and the destination is specified here. So type equal to submit. Okay, value equal to, value is that the text which is displayed on the on the button. Okay, log in, let's up like this, enough. So if we want to see this, what is the output of this page, let's quickly do. This one is where, yeah, this one is in session.php and login. Okay, so this one was session. Okay, and this one log in, login dot php. So a simple form. Okay, you see, a very simple form that we can create. Oh, what, this input is coming from where? Oh, is this one? Sorry. Yeah, should not be. This should not be like that. Okay, let's do, yeah. So until this point, everyone is clear. Now let's create the session.php page now. Okay, so session.php, again we will make it very simple here. So at the very beginning of this page, because the target of this page is that we are checking the session. Okay, so here we will create a php block. Okay, php block, and in this php block uh, we will create the we will start the session. Session start. Simple is like this. So session started. Now the session facility is available to us, then we can check. Okay, we can check that is some data is sent to this page or not. Actually we can check this one like this. Like for example, if we can check like this, like you see dollar sign underscore server, server, and in this one we can check that if the request method equal to, you see, $server request method equal to post, because we have used here the method equal to post. So here we can check that if the request method equal to post, then we can process the data. Else, okay, else then maybe we can say do nothing, like just display the below page, do nothing and display the below page. Okay, but if it is a post method, okay, note the point. Anyone who is not clear by this? Okay, now we have access to the data sent from this login page, and we have access to the session also. Then we can store actually these values. Okay, for example, you see like $_ session. This is the session global array, so it is array, so we will use array notation, and we will access through the key. We can put any name, we can give any name here, like for example current user. Okay, so the current user should be equal to what? $post the username. Okay, and this will be actually this username. If you see here, you see this username, this value, because this input field have a unique name, we can access its value by this name. When these values are stored in the $post array, it's the $post array is an associative array, and these will be the keys of the values. So we can access these values by these name. So the spelling must be the same. So if here everything is small, so here everything should be small. If you give another name like a spelling mistake, you will get the index error. So we can store the current username in this session variable. Okay, so again you see we already stored the session the current user data in a session variable. Now you see again, if we, let's suppose, create a quick form again here, and here this one, the action equal to, let's suppose, um, page a dot php. Okay, page added php, and here I am just simply putting in a button. Okay, input input type equal to submit, name equal to submit, value equal to let's suppose go to next page. Okay, so you see here now let's see how it works. Go back. Now this is the username. The current username should be Ikhwan. Okay, and the password is, let's suppose, Unimas. Okay, so if I click, yeah, so you see we already changed to session.php. Now if I click go to next page, then you see it will go to this page which doesn't exist yet. Otherwise, you see, you check it, you see, it went to this page, but this page doesn't exist. So let's create these pages, two pages, one page a.php and one page b.php. Okay, so here in the session, okay, here in the page a.php, let's check the, okay, uh, at the very top, let's check which user is logged in. PHP. Okay, so how to check which user is logged in? The technique is that start the session again. Okay, and after that, once you start the session, then you can check. Okay, you can check, you can access the dollar sign underscore session array values. You can store in another variables and then check, or we can directly check also like this. If dollar sign underscore session, we know that it is array, so array notation, and then the index we will access by the key, and the key is the username. No, the key is the current user. You see this one, yeah, the current user. So this one, if the current user is equal to H1, let's suppose, I capital KHWAN. Okay, if it is this one, then we can display a message, or we can redirect. Let's suppose redirect. So redirect means to change, to automatically uh, uh, send the user to some page, and for that one, the function in PHP is header. Okay, and here we can provide the if you want to provide a full path, or if it is in the same folder, then just provide the page name that you want. So that will be a page a.php. Okay, page a.php, else else uh, it should go to page b.php. So if it is F1, then it will go to page A, and if is not, then we'll go to page b.php. So page A is this, page B doesn't exist. So let's create this one also. Uh, okay, so we can simply say, oh, this is already page A. Oh, then if you see, it is we wrote in the same page A, so here we should not actually check, we should not redirect, otherwise it will become infinite loop, redirect and redirect and redirect to the same page. So the same page is redirecting to itself. Then we can simply say like echo H1, but I think we should not type before HTML here. We can say like don't do anything. If it is H1, then allow to see the page, and if it is not F1, then redirect to page b.php. Okay, and in page b.php we can simply say like here h1, sorry, h1, uh, welcome to page B, and maybe here we can just simply say welcome to page A to know that this is page A. Okay, now you see, let's go back to the login page. The procedure is like this, not the point, that from here we will log in. Okay, so if it is Ikhwan, so here I put the username capital I. So here I should also, yeah, capital I. Okay, no problem. So the user password should be 12345 6, whatever. So if I click login, it will go to the session.php. Here you will see it will change. Okay, you see session.php. Okay, so now here, why I call this one session.php, because here I started the session, and here I already store the user information in the session. Now if the user go to any other page, then I can put restriction on it.